I didn't know you believed that.
Yeah, that's what I believe. 20 comments and I'll get a perm. Traveling with a toddler. We are never flying with Ivy again. That side of the business is like really taking off. I almost cried and I'm like, I never cried. I'm just so proud of NH.
You have to get really woo-woo right now.
Birthdays are more important than a new year. How are you leaving me? We're planning your exit. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Most will be Ellie's channel also at this point. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for your feedback in the last tubes. We are trying a new format and we personally love it, and most of you love it. There was a little 1% who didn't. That's fine. We don't have to be for everyone, like I said in the last tube. So excited you're here. We have another month in review, G's journal, G's reflections, all the things. I don't actually know what we're going to talk about, but Ellie's prepared it because she's basically inside my brain. But before we get into it, I do want to say a big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. You guys know I love Squarespace, and basically if you are looking for a website or a domain, look no further. They are so easy to use. They have all the features you need. And like I say in every single tubes, if you don't have a place on the internet that is yours, that's not on social media, you need to get it because you don't control any of those platforms. And I think Ellie has some exciting news about this.
I do. I can actually firsthand say it is so quick and easy to use.
So firstly, I've been telling Ellie that she needs to get a website. You know, lots of things are happening for her. She needs to get a website, a place on the internet that is hers. She finally did.
I've done it.
And she got Squarespace.
I did it, obviously.
We're going to put a little thing of her website on here so you guys can see.
Oh my god, I'm stressed now. All I've done so far, because I wanted to really like put a lot of time and energy into like picking how I wanted it to be, but I spent less than half an hour just creating my mailing list and my my contact page. Yeah. I figured out how to hide all the others because they weren't done yet.
Perfect.
Literally took me
made it live.
Half an hour. Yeah. Made that one page live, could hide everything that I didn't want up yet because all I wanted to do, created a mailing list, already got so many people subscribed, and that's my place on the internet.
I love the fact that you were just like on your stories and you're like, I've done it. Here's my website. It's not a big deal. I think people like make a huge deal in their head of like, oh my god, it's this website, it has to be this thing. They
wait till it's perfect.
No. Ellie just got it up and she's already using it, and so proud of her.
It's so easy and so quick.
Exactly. So follow Ellie's footsteps. Make sure you get onto it. We will put my code on the screen here and in the description. But should we get into this month's G's journal?
I feel like just quickly, this actually we can't discuss in this month because it's still a secret, but the elephant in the room is obviously your big hair. So we can't tell them why, but
guys, do we love this hair? I feel like this hair is my new personality.
I love it.
So
I'm obsessed.
We've just been on a full day shoot for something we can't do.
Yeah. That's why we're on a bed in a hotel room. Glam.
So we stayed in Brisbane last night. We're staying again tonight. Yeah, we can't tell you. But as you guys know, or if you don't, Tim has really curly hair. So if Tim grew his hair out, it would literally look like this. Like a full, I don't know, I'll have to find a photo. Let's see if we can find a photo. I'll put it here.
Before he like went short.
Yeah. Full afro vibes. And Ivy's literally got little ringlets. So I'm literally inspired by her with this hair because I'm like, I want to have
cute little twinnies.
I want to be twins like them. Yeah. I'm like, should I get a perm?
Yeah.
How many comments and I'll get it done?
30.
2.
20 then. Meet in the middle. 20.
20 comments and I'll get a perm. Anyway, so that's just why we're in a hotel room. I look like this.
But I was filming today so that we can show you next month.
Oh, amazing.
Stay tuned. There'll be all the BTS. We just can't show you yet.
Amazing.
But we'll talk about it next month. We've had an intermission.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl.
Quick intermission.
We did. We
turned the lights on and we had a greens. We literally got 5 minutes in.
It's getting dark. We need some life into us.
Honestly, after today, we were on an elevator and Ellie goes, I need a greens.
I need
some help.
I was like, I am craving some icy cold, refreshing pineapple greens. And
the best.
We put it in the fridge for a bit because we didn't have ice. First of all, since the last YouTube, you went on your beautiful family holiday to New Zealand.
That feels like so long ago.
I know it meant a lot to you because you took your mum and dad for a very special occasion, and you took little Ivy on her first snow trip.
Slivy.
How was snow and travelling internationally with a toddler? I feel like you got a few questions about that, and I would also like to know. How did you navigate that?
So, like, overall, it was so fine, and we had the most beautiful trip. So, firstly, we went to New Zealand for my parents' 60th. We actually had planned this trip before COVID, like, booked the flights and accommodation with my parents to go skiing, and then COVID hit, and anyway, it ended up working out that it was their 60th, and we're like, let's, book New Zealand. We've got Ivy now too. How special. So it was really beautiful because one of the last holidays I ever took with my parents was New Zealand.
Aww.
Just us and like skiing together and stuff. And we loved doing it together. So that was really special, especially being mum and dad's 60th and to like still have that experience with them. I'm obviously, very close to my parents and love that one-on-one time. It was also really special too because it was an experience I could give my parents, and we did a little private chef experience too for like mum's birthday. Actually landed, I think, the second night we were there. So like I surprised them and was like, we're actually getting a private chef experience. And my parents are like, they would just never spend money on something like that. And so it was just really special. It was really special and it was really fun. And I actually had so much fun, Ellie.
Yeah.
I felt like a child. I think because I was there with my parents, but then also I loved skiing so much. So as you guys know, I don't really have a hobby. I just work or look after Ivy or like go to the beach and meditate. They're like the only things I do.
Literally.
And I don't like sport because I'm not coordinated. I also just feel like I don't have time for hobbies. But went skiing and was like, this is a vibe. I was so present when I was on the slopes. I didn't think about anything else. And I was like, now I understand hobbies. I get it. I get it now. And I definitely know I need one. It just sucks that like my one favorite one is like seasonal and you have to like travel to get
like overseas.
Yeah.
Did some skiing on a little Sunday afternoon on the Gold Coast.
No, whatsoever.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun. Traveling with a toddler. Look, Ivy had an ear infection.
Oh, poor dog.
So any mum know flying with an ear infection is just like the most horrific thing. So that side wasn't amazing, but like overall, look, it's fine. What can you do? Like, yeah, she was just screaming most of the flight, but what can you do? Like, she was unwell, so. But yeah, it was good. Apart from that,
do you think you'll travel again with her, like on a long flight?
I don't know. Like, me and Tim did speak about it, and it's really hard when they don't understand.
Yeah.
So I felt at one point I even cried because she was literally crying so much, and I felt really like she doesn't understand what's happening, and it felt like a little bit unfair to me. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. We usually do an overseas holiday every single year. So in a year she'll be like 2.5. So it might be better.
Yeah, I wonder if you'll be able to like kind of explain to her what's happening.
Yeah, but like I remember leaving when we got home after the flight home. I remember the words coming out of Tim's mouth: "We are never flying with Ivy again."
Poor doll. So so it's pretty hectic.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic, but a great time.
Another very exciting, I guess, milestone.
What?
Is officially 1 year since you moved into your huge family dream home that you're in now.
Oh my god. House anniversary.
I know. That's what we were doing this time last year.
Oh my god. And that's crazy because that was like in between Petal and Pup collection, Ella's Kitty collection, my birthday, moving to new house.
Yeah. It was a busy time. Yeah.
You know what I remember, Ellie, is like the first time you saw my house and you cried.
Yeah. I cried.
I literally remember thinking, oh, it's like the sweetest thing ever. Like, because I can be not emotionless, but like I don't know, sometimes I just like don't sit and let things soak in. And like to see you cry and be like, oh my God, this is amazing, made me like actually think about it and be like, oh my God, this is really special.
Yeah.
I always remember that moment.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, also like to give you a bit of slack in regards to that, because like you said, you had so many things you were spread so thin during that time that you didn't really have a chance to be like, like settle in, relax into it, really appreciate the moment, and like how big of a achievement, like milestone that was.
Yeah, we were actually saying that in the car up here, of just like how different last year was this time compared to this year, and how much more like grounded and just like better I feel in myself. Just, yeah, it's crazy looking back. But oh my God, literally a year. I don't know how I feel about that. It feels like home.
Yeah.
Like it feels like home, and it just feels like, especially with Ivy. And I think the thing I love most about this house is, even though I have an office, it's like the house where I really set down my boundaries. And like for me, because even, you know, me and Atia were talking about like recording podcasts in a different location, and she was saying, oh, should we start recording them at your house? And I can't even remember thinking, no. No, the house, no, like the so like many more boundaries. Yeah, it feels very sacred. Even though I have a home office, it's very like, I work in there and then I shut the door, and then, I don't know, I feel so like grounded and secure, and just, this house is such an evolution in me. And it's just such a representation of that, which is cool.
Yeah, that was kind of going to be my reflection to you, is that I feel like you're really good at, when you reach a next evolution or a next phase, or you're, you know, implementing new boundaries, or maybe it's a big milestone like a new house or whatever, your dream house, I feel like you're really good at sort of, you're so grateful in the moment, you acknowledge your achievement, but you just sort of then up level everything else, and that becomes your normal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've never thought about it like that.
In a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
You're like, yeah, this is my standard now. And it's like, yeah, it's really cool, because it sort of raises everything else.
Well, that's what, like, when I did reflect, because, you know, in our old house, obviously before Ivy, I didn't have very many work boundaries. I worked all the time when I got home from the warehouse, on the weekends, and yeah, like that very much then mirrored in the rest of my life with my boundaries. So it's cool that it's like an actual representation. Yeah, like it's a physical thing, but it also really signified all of that as well. All of that change. Yeah, because that's even something I've been thinking about, where you see something key, like a key, like if you're doing like inner work or subconscious work or inner child work or pattern work or, I don't know, attachment work or whatever, where you see one aspect of something in your life, it will be actually everywhere else. You probably just can't see it yet. Yes. So it's kind of like random, but we were talking about attachment styles, like with relationships, of like if you're anxious, attached, or avoidant or secure. And that's in relationships, but often what you are in relationships will also be your relationship to like money. And you see how it all plays out in every aspect, because we're all just playing out like mirrors. Yeah. That was really random. I went there. I love it, because also, can I bring in my example? Yes. So we pulled tarot cards last night, obviously, before I got some issue. I got some interesting cards. Yes. There's a lot of deep ones there, but mine was also extremely direct. And I can see how then that it was about being conscious of like healthy partying. You guys know I'm like 21, I'm like very much in that phase of my life. And it was about healthy partying and not allowing that to distract you from actually doing the thing and doing the inner work and that kind of thing. And I feel like that is another great example of like, if you're distracting yourself with something like partying, like where else are you avoiding and not actually doing the thing or doing the work? Yes, because I guarantee if there's one aspect in your life, it's everywhere else. And that's why, we're getting back to the whole like the house, that evolution. I got really strong in my boundaries, and obviously that was because of Ivy too, but then how that dominated every every aspect of my life. Yes, it did. That's a cool reflection. I love that we just got there then. Yeah, we bing-bonged around, but we got there.
Speaking of this time last year and how much has changed, you've also had your birthday this month. Happy birthday.
She's a Leo baby.
Can you tell?
She's a Leo. This is my new personality because I'm a Leo.
It's Leo energy. So, yeah, your birthday was like 2 weeks ago or something now. You turned 29. Happy birthday. And I loved one of the... so delayed. One of your, like, reflections that you posted yourself on your birthday was just about how you actually love getting older, and it's not... Like, it's not something you play into when people go, oh, they're scared of the big 30 or the big 40 or whatever it might be, and they attach themselves to, like, this number or whatever. It's like, you actually have a totally different perspective on getting older, which I really like.
I love that you brought this in, firstly. I love getting older because truly I have the belief that in this life, we have basically planned out all the experiences and all the journeys we want to have.
You're about to get really woo-woo right now? No, what do you mean?
I believe that as souls, we get reincarnated, but we have fully decided our whole journey. And then when we get reincarnated, like, we forget.
Oh.
So you already know, and you've actually planned out all these lessons of what you needed to learn in this life.
I didn't know you believed that.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
That's amazing.
Did you not? I swear I don't know about this.
No, not into that detail.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
No, I believe in, like, reincarnation. We're here, and this is, like, the journey we pick.
Yes.
So it's like, I have, like, picked out all these things I need to learn, and I believe, like, we're all on different journeys, whether we're learning self-love, we're learning, pain, happiness, all the things. And so I just get really excited because I'm like, well, obviously I'm meant to go through this lifetime to experience certain feelings, and also to experience all the feelings. And I, like... Something I also believe in is experiencing all the feelings. It's experiencing pain, it's experiencing depression and happiness and joy and guilt and shame. And, like, I think a lot of people, we don't think about it that way, and we're like, oh no, I just want the happy feelings or the good feelings. But when I think about my life, I'm like, no, I'm here to experience everything, and I'm here to journey and go through challenges. And it is going to shape who I am at the end, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I see it as such an exciting journey, and I don't want to say challenge because that means it's hard, but it's like a good challenge kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that really lights me up. Like, I love that every single birthday there is a new layer of me. Like, I think I said on my podcast, I hope every single year, if you guys listen to my content on my podcast, I'm, like, contradicting myself. Because if you're contradicting yourself, you are evolving. If you literally believe the same things that you did when you were 18 and have the same beliefs and the same, like, morals and values and whatnot, like, wouldn't that be a bit weird? Like, we're supposed to evolve, and we're supposed to up-level, and that just really, really excites me. And so I'm like, oh, it's so cool. I'm like this onion. I'm just having, like, layers.
Just get to know yourself more and more.
So that's what I see as birthdays. And I think birthdays are more important than a new year.
Yeah.
I feel like the birthday is for you, your new year.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. And that's the way I like to look at my birthday. So it's like, on my birthday, I reflect. I'm like, okay, what did I just go through? What are the lessons? And then I'm like, what are my intentions for the next year? What do I want to, like, implement? What do I want to change? And it's like such this beautiful process that I just really enjoy. So yeah, I love getting older.
I actually love that as, like, even a little takeaway of, it might be your birthday soon too, like, treating your birthday the same way or even more intentionally than what you do New Year's Day.
Yes.
Because, like, there's so much chaos happening end of year, New Year anyway. Isn't it so much more special when it's on your own day?
Yes.
And you get, like, it's just in the middle of the year, like, at some point.
Yeah, so special. And kind of, like, go, like, that introspective time is so important on your birthday, and that's what I love. And like on, what we've just spoken about, all the different, like, reflections and who I was a year ago to who I am now, and having that awareness is, like, super key too, so you can have evidence that you are evolving. That's really important.
So, something else exciting we did today, and just another, like, crazy exciting milestone and achievement. But we went in to, so we're in Brisbane City, obviously. We went into David Jones. What did we see in David Jones, Georgie?
Let's just play the video.
Let's just cut. Should I do a cartwheel?
Ready?
Did you seriously just do that?
Guys, Naked Harvest is literally in DJs. This is, I don't know, for me, this is so exciting. For me, growing up, DJs was like that shop that I like would never buy from because it was like bougie and just, I don't know, that really exciting store you'd go in and like see everything and see all like the gorgeous labels. And I love how intentional they are with like the brands they work with. And it's like, it just feels really luxe and beautiful and exciting to go into a David Jones.
A curation of like the most beautiful brands and all work together, and like there's something for each category that's all like gorgeous and luxe and
And Naked Harvest is literally in David Jones. Like, are you kidding?
So cool.
It was weird.
And it was honestly like, I felt like calling my mum and being like, have you been into David Jones? Like, little Naked Harvest is in there.
I took a whole bunch of like funny photos to send to Cooper. I'm like, oh my god,
that's so cool.
It's really surreal. And I think next YouTube, let's go a bit deeper into like that whole journey because we'll have some other stuff to talk about. And let's tell them like everything about it, because
let's do that.
That side of the business is like really taking off, and it's really exciting because Naked Harvest has kind of been like that social media brand, and we've made such a huge impact and presence in, you know, that social media category and, you know, females our age and e-commerce. So to be in a like, I don't know, it feels legit. Like obviously Naked Harvest is legit, but it's like it feels so legit and almost a bit mainstream. And I'm like, the fact that, you know, like bloody Sally down the road who's 60 and loves shopping at DJs will see like the moon milk and be like, maybe I'll have that tonight. It's just really cool. And so cool. I'm just so proud of NH.
I'm so proud of him too.
I'm so proud.
You know how I cried at your house? I almost cried when we were in DJ.
I know, I almost cried, and I'm like, I never cried.
Yeah, you never cried, but it's really cool. And I agree with the legitimacy perspective.
Yeah,
it's like,
it feels legit.
You are already legit, but at the end of the day, I'm going to say it, anyone can whip up an e-commerce Shopify store, whereas not anyone is stocked in David Jones. Like, and that's the legitimacy of being in such a huge retailer in Australia.
And the fact that they came to us and it was such a beautiful experience, and it's just really bloody cool. So guys, it's only in certain DJs, so check out the store Locator on NH. We'll put it in the description. And go and check it out.
It's all, it's some really good products.
But to finish, I'm actually going to sneak in a little question.
Okay.
Should we tell the tubes how you're leaving me?
Oh my god, am I actually going to tell them?
Should we tell them?
Well, I guess I've got to leave this in now, don't I?
I think it would be cool to open up because we have such an incredible dynamic and relationship, and I personally just love how we're planning your exit. You know, like,
even though we've just started doing this, damn it.
And it's still going to be a while, but I love the fact that we're talking about it and being so open about it, and you're being so open with me. And I just think it's a really cool thing to talk about. So let's do it. So obviously I know Elle isn't going to be an EA for the rest of her life, and so I've even had the conversation with her and being like, you know, when it's time to move on or do your next thing, like, just come to me, let's chat about it. So I think like I had already said that to you.
And I also think it was probably just from the start, like, because my role was only 2 to 3 days a week at the start. I told you from the very start what my big 5-10 year goals were, and it obviously wasn't to be an EA. So
I knew.
Was, like, not a long-term thing.
Yes, of course.
I think that's also what's really helped is like we've been so transparent and like open with our own goals from the beginning, so you were never going to be shocked.
No. Well, we kind of just decided together that I'm pretty sure you're like, you know, towards the end of the year, I'm like,
Yeah. I was like, well, Christmas is a really busy time. We could do it before or we could do it after. And you were like, Ellie, you've got to commit.
Yeah, I was like, come on, step it up.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of like you were just giving me a nice little nudge like the birdie does.
Yeah.
Push them out of the nest.
Yeah.
And because
well, you got to bet on yourself. Yeah. I'm like, no, don't say that.
Especially because you know that's what I want. So you were like, okay, go all in. Let's pick a time.
You know I'm all about putting skin in the game.
Yes. So since I told you that's what I wanted, we were like, all right, let's do it.
So basically, I will be searching, we're going to be searching for new Ellie in the near future, which is very exciting. Ellie's obviously going to stay on for a good couple of months, and then we're going to have a period of like you fully training up the new person. So that it's really exciting and interesting because I think it's fun to be really transparent about it because no one does. Like, you don't ever hear this inside of a business, or even like not a lot of employers or contractors are super transparent. Yeah. You know, they're a bit like secretive or, you know.
I think that's actually, I like that you asked now because it will be fun each month, the next couple of months, to then talk about what steps that sort of takes and the journey of like,
you literally might see an EA search.
Yeah. And then you might see a third person here while I'm like training her how to do this. I'm kidding. But yeah, that'll be really cool to sort of show how that's done in like a really sort of open, honest, like respectful way.